So it's been over a whole year of the panoramic, and after a few on and off lockdowns, home working, and of course a lack of gatherings, so many of us haven't even considered the impact it may have had on our cars. I know for me, my car has sat on the road for longer than it's been driven. And if your car has had the same experience, then maybe it's time to do something about it to make sure it's not going to cost you money in the long run. As we are edging closer and closer to a post-lockdown world where we can meet family and friends without any restrictions. Yay! You may start having plans for all the road trips you need to do, and so in true money saving efforts, here are a few quick checks you should do to save money on your car, because just like you, I clearly have some work to do. So let's get started. Hello friends, and welcome back to another money video. If you are new here, hiya! My name's Yvonne and I make new videos every week, mostly talking about how to save money, make money and grow your money. And that's because I am on a personal journey to financial freedom and early retirement, and I'm sharing my tips and hacks that have helped me so that they can help you too. So if you are interested in these topics, then hit that like button, subscribe and hit that notification bell, and share this video with someone who wants to who needs to make a positive impact on their finances. Right. The first tip is to make sure to think about your battery. Imagine that it was 2019 and you could just leave your house and go for a drive whenever you want, wherever you want, and whatever time you wanted. Then bam! 2020 came and no more road trips other than that occasional trip to the supermarket and back. And it's so funny because when I think back to 2019, I was so used to driving around on a regular basis that it hardly ever crossed my mind to think about my car's battery and if it was okay. But now I think about this last week and the fact that my car has only moved once this week. And even then, it feels like it's done a lot in comparison to some months where it didn't move at all. And yes, months. So in order to avoid any battery issues and an emergency call out to a recovery service, which obviously comes with a hefty price tag if you have to replace the battery, experts suggest you should always try to run your car engine for at least 15 minutes once a week. So next time you want to unwind and just watch a couple of YouTube videos, why not go and watch it in your car whilst it's running? In fact, if it's safe to do so, then why not pause this video, go run your car for 15 minutes and continue watching this video in your car. And before you know it, the time will be over and your battery will be charged up. The second one is to clean your car. Now, if you are able to park your car somewhere without trees, then count yourself lucky, because you may not know this, but tree sap and bird droppings can cause a lot of damage to your car's paintwork. And boy, have I learnt this the hard way. Now, I live in London, and choosing to live somewhere more leafy means that I also have to park my car underneath quite a lot of trees, quite often actually. I don't have the luxury of a drive or a garage, and I'm just one of those people who has to park their car on the street. And so I don't know if it's just normal or if birds seem to gravitate towards my car because they love to bless my car with their waste. And of course, over time, I can see the damage it's causing to the paintwork. But I have to say, nowadays, I'm a lot better in that I get my car cleaned often, because I learned that if you don't clean bird poop off your car, it could actually burn all the way through the paint surface, right down to the metal. I mean, we're talking grade A toxic waste. Okay, maybe not grade A, but still toxic waste. And in order to repair this, you would need to repaint an entire panel. Now, this may vary across the country and it may be cheaper where you are, but stats show that on average the cost to repaint a panel starts at around £350. Ouch. So a simple solution is to make sure you don't park anywhere near trees, but unfortunately you cannot choose whether a bird will bless you. So just opt to save money in the long run by making an effort to clean your car regularly, and you can just give it a wash down, or if you want to, you can also apply a wax coat to help prevent further damage. Tip number 3 is to regularly check and maintain all those fluids. Now, I'm talking about your oil, your coolant, your windscreen wash, and so forth. Now, I'm hoping that most car drivers know that there are different types of liquids under the hood and that you should be regularly checking them to make sure they're clear okay, and not waiting for the warning light to go off before you do something about it. Now, I have to put my hand up and say, I don't know the full technicalities of all of them and how they move throughout the car. But what I do know, and what my parents instilled in me, is what goes where and how to check when it's full or empty. And so if you don't do this at all, you can actually save yourself some money by running these checks yourself, especially if your car has been inactive for a long time. So before revving up your engine again, check your liquid levels, give them a little top up if they need it. And as always, if you're unsure what to do, check out your car manual. There's actually a surprising amount of information in those booklets if you actually care to read them. You can of course also check out verified videos on YouTube to learn more about your car and how it works. But I will say, if you're not sure, then please go to a mechanic and get it checked out. It's better to pay for someone to do it professionally than to ruin your car when you don't know what you're doing. Tip number 4 is to make sure you are regularly checking your tire pressure. Now, by regular, I don't mean every day, but I was always taught that at a minimum, every time you go on a long drive, you should definitely check your tire pressures. A good car maintenance task is to check your tire pressure if you haven't used your car in a while. And that's because, as I've learned, low pressure can lead to premature tire wear, making your car difficult to control and increase the chances of getting a puncture. And we all know how expensive it can get to get a whole new tire fitted, when the simple solution would have been to just check your tire pressure more often. And whilst we're on the subject of tires, another check you can do is to assess whether you have any flat spots. So I have to put my hands up and say that I've just found this out, but if your car has not moved in a while, its weight can cause the tire to flatten where they touch the ground, and if you don't sort it out, you need to get new tires fitted in. And I mean, my car sits on one of those slanty parking spots, so you can imagine how much more weight is going to these two tires than the other two. Now, like we've just mentioned earlier, replacement tires can be super expensive. So in order to save money on your car, just make sure to move your car regularly to prevent flat spots. So maybe whilst you're running your engine for 15 minutes to maintain the battery level, why not take it for a slight drive and change where it's being parked? Tip number 6 is to make sure your brakes are doing okay. Nobody, and I hope nobody, wants rusty brakes, and nobody wants to fork out a whole heap of money for brake replacement. So once again, keeping them from rusting could really pay off in the long run. And to do this, research suggests you should 1. Drive your car every now and then, and 2. Clean your car often to prevent any rust from building up. Now, this next tip blew me away because I didn't actually know this could happen. Now, I have to say, if you have an electric vehicle, sorry, we're gonna have to exclude you from this one. But if you have a fuel-based car, then you need to maintain your fuel tank. And that's because if your car has been left inactive for longer than 30 days, moisture can accumulate in the tank, and this can lead to all sorts of damage. Now, many of us would be happy that we haven't had to fill our tank for 30 days and be really making plans for the money that you would have otherwise been using on fuel. But experts actually suggest that you should put fuel in your tank if you know you aren't going to be using the car for a while. Why do you ask? Well, they say that filling up prior to any period of inactivity will slow the rate at which the fuel degrades due to oxidization, and this in turn will save you money and keep your engine happier and healthier. So now we know. So if you know you're going to be away from your car for a while, put some fuel before you leave it alone. And so I'm hoping that from this video you have learned the simplest way to save yourself some money on your car is to regularly check on it and all its key components. Take it for a spin every now and again, even if it's just down the road from where you live. Just regularly firing up the engine and going for a drive that is 15 minutes or longer will keep things moving as they should. It'll also make sure that the car's lubricants can continue to circulate and the likelihood of rust will be reduced and those flat spots will be prevented. And just like that, you can save yourself some money on unexpected car expenses. Let me know in the comments below, what do you do to maintain a healthy car? I've learned so much from this, and if there are any tips you have that will save us money, please share them down below, as we are a community that loves to share our favorite money saving tips. Also, remember, if you are looking for free money, make sure to hit those stocks and shares links below, deposit some money into your account and get a free share worth up to £100. That's potentially 99 free pounds. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and share this video with someone who wants to make a positive impact on their finances. Don't forget to check out these videos, which will show you all the financial tips I am currently implementing in my life that have saved me thousands and thousands of pounds. Thank you so much for all your support, and I will see you in the comments below, and of course I will see you in the next video. Go sort your car out. Have a great day. Bye.